My arrogant husband slammed divorce papers on the kitchen counter and gave me exactly 24 hours to pack my bags. I didn't cry. Instead, I handed him the exact documents that were about to send him to federal prison. I was standing at the kitchen island, quietly wiping down the countertops. He didn't say hello. He just casually tossed a thick manila envelope onto the marble, then walked over to the bar cart and poured himself a glass of my expensive scotch. Sign them, he ordered, taking a slow sip. I'm filing for divorce. The house is in my name and Lexi is moving her things in tomorrow morning. So, you need to start packing. He honestly thought I would crumble. He thought I was just the devoted, clueless wife who would break down crying right there on the kitchen tiles. I didn't cry. I just stared at him until the dead silence in the room started to make him squirm. Then I walked over to him, snatched the glass of scotch right out of his hand, and poured it straight down the sink. Hey, he snapped, his face flushing red. I slammed the empty glass onto the counter. You don't drink my scotch in my house, Julian. I reached into the kitchen drawer, pulled out a heavy black binder, and dropped it onto the marble island with a massive slam. Did you honestly think you could forge my signature on a $500,000 loan and I wouldn't find out? The cocky smirk instantly vanished. The glass slipped from his fingers, shattering onto the hardwood floor, but neither of us looked down. His eyes were locked on the bold, legal seals on the binder. What is that? He stammered, his chest suddenly heaving. That is your eviction notice, I said, my voice dangerously quiet. When you defaulted on that secret mortgage to pay for Lexi's designer bags, the bank moved to foreclose. So, my family's trust stepped in, bought your defaulted debt, and legally transferred the deed into my name. Exactly 14 days ago, he completely lost it. You have no right, he screamed, his voice echoing off the walls, the veins visibly popping in his neck. He lunged forward, swiping his arm across the island, sending his divorce papers flying across the kitchen. I built this life. You can't just take it. You built a house of cards, Julian, I countered, stepping right into his space, refusing to back down an inch. My private investigator tracked every single dime you embezzled. My lawyer calls it felony fraud, and she just handed the file to the district attorney. He froze. He looked like a cornered animal, realizing the cage had just been locked. The divorce mediation a month later was an absolute bloodbath. His attorney didn't even try to fight once we dropped the mountain of financial records on the table. By the time the ink was dry, I kept the fully renovated house, all of my investments, and my complete peace of mind. Julian got to keep his cardboard box. And his new girlfriend? She hilariously blocked his number the second his bank accounts were frozen. As we walked out of the courthouse, he glared at me, his shoulders slumped, completely broken. You destroyed my entire life, he whispered. I stopped, adjusted my sunglasses, and gave him a sweet, cold smile. I didn't destroy anything, Julian. I just handed you the match.